to the Old-Fashioned Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host, James, the Man Moran. Here with me, as always, is Gary Daoso, the Tron.
How'd that feel?
That felt good.
That was pretty good. It looked good. It sounded good. The neighbors liked it. Like, everybody liked it.
I'm happy about it. I'm very scared, though, when we start getting into the league, when we're doing this 3 times a week, my voice... Oh, fuck, the noise complaints.
We'll have to alternate between a bunch of different places.
Can't wait. All right, today we are doing... Big day. I love it. Another mock auction, people. It's been 5 weeks since we did one of these streams. I love it, I love it, I love it. Check us out on the YouTube at Old Fashioned Fantasy Football Podcast. Check us out on Twitter at Old FF Podcast. Check us out on TikTok at the same. Check us out on Instagram at the same. But we are doing a mock 12-man PPR mock auction on ESPN.com. I've got a team. We're number 2 in the list, Old Fashioned. And Gary's got a team, GVOLFFP, at the 10th spot. Can't wait. Super pumped. I love auctions. You love auctions. We're going to absolutely hate each other by the end of it because we're auctioning against each other. We're also having to share a mouse here between us on this. It is going to be chaos.
That makes it a little bit fun, though.
I can't wait. I'm sure at some point you're going to be a dick to me, and I'm going to smack your hand away from the mouse or something.
It's like, there's 2 seconds left.
No.
There it is.
That will be a problem.
No friendly, no cheating.
No
cheating. None of that.
I don't promise I won't hit you with the ring. Just whack you with my...
I'm going to have,
big tech
broken
ring.
knuckles.
Just welts.
Worth it.
The draft has started. Jonathan Taylor's the first guy on the board. We will talk about the Baker Mayfield news. Cannot wait to break that down. Talk about what we think that for DJ Moore. Also, another big episode coming to you next week is our projection breakdown week. So we've done the work. We've gone from NFL level, team level. What does that mean for the players? Level projections. Figuring out who exactly we expect is going to be the Kings and going to be the guys with the most fantasy value this year. Right now, as you can maybe see on the screen,
it's like, why are their hands moving?
Gary and I are basically going back and forth bidding on Jonathan Taylor. I will stop there at $79. He can get 80 if he wants. No, you can get 80. That's okay. You would do 80. Would you do 80?
You know, this is why we mock. Yep. I'm going to let him go.
All right. We'll see how this goes.
I want to see how it works out.
I'm pumped for this.
So far, so good. You got the 101.
Yep, 101. Usually, I love to queue up some of those late draft guys. And I can look at it at all points and go, hey, remember, that's the guys I want at the end. They'll be this much. Helps me gauge what my budget is. How much money can I really spend on some of these top guys? Cooper Kupp went for $66. JT went for $79. Honestly, not a bad price for Cooper Kupp. It's not the way I draft, it's not the way I go, but I don't hate that expense. Like if you're someone who's set on drafting Cooper Kupp,
right,
I'm not going to be mad at you for getting him for $66.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
All right.
Hell, last time Brant got Jonathan Taylor and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty solid start.
It was a great team. He set up a great team there. Christian McCaffrey went to the same guy at Cooper Kupp, $69 for him.
No.
And $66 for Cooper Kupp. Yeah, I don't know what you were doing.
No, I meant that
he okay with that?
No, that he went to.
Yeah, he went both.
I am just because of the injury. Like, it's not even the injury risk.
It is injury risk.
It's partially. I don't want to say he's like injury prone.
I don't care what people say about that. I'm over that. I really am. There are things that you can do that will make you more or less likely to get injured. The only information I have on you is the information that we've seen. You so far have gotten more injuries than expected, than the average. Right. And because of that, I don't know what you're doing, but it is quite possible you're doing something wrong. I'm just
49er
tired of that. Everyone acts
situation.
because of Frank Gore and Keenan Allen. Now injury prone is impossible. Like there's statistics, whatever. That is a thing. Like you can have you can be doing the wrong things to make yourself more likely to get injured.
Sure.
So, all right, whatever. I'll get off my soapbox. I was thinking about that earlier today. If you couldn't tell.
Have you met my new teammate Austin Eckler?
Austin Eckler, $70, nice. Najee went for $57. That was pretty damn cheap.
That is pretty cheap. He's probably ranked a little higher on ESPN than where I have him. The volume's going to be there. I just don't see... man, they're going to stack the box so often. You don't have a QB. Ooh, Derrick Henry, what's up? Ooh, 55. Oh,
at this kind of price, I'm taking Derrick Henry. I will figure out the rest of my team later.
Go for it.
That will be probably the last one I pull on this. Pull the trigger on.
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to be that guy. To wait till 1 second.
I appreciate that. If this literally goes back... No. Shit.
No interference. I didn't do anything.
God,
I got him for 59. I feel good.
Damn it.
All right, so I got two.
What the fuck, people?
In my rankings, I have two top 5 running backs.
All right, so Team Gregory, you got Najee for 57, but fuck you for not taking Derrick Henry. Team Carey, you're not... We have 2 people who are supposed to be live people in this draft, and I don't believe them.
I think they're afraid. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what to tell you. Derrick Henry going that cheap literally is going to make me sick the rest of the day.
Even in a PPR, I don't care even a little bit. We saw him rip off the 99. I don't care that it was against the Jags. The dude could do that against... He's
a monster. He's a beast.
Pittsburgh.
He's a beast. I love that. I love it. But you want to know what? I'm still not mad at myself for taking Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor was within my budget, and I don't know what's coming next.
No clue.
Take a deep breath, especially at this point in the draft.
Yeah.
I'm not mad
about a lot of talent left.
Yeah, it's a lot of talent left. I'm mad at other people.
Right, exactly.
But I'm not mad at the way I drafted.
I hate when other people fuck things up. No. And that's exactly what happened.
That's what happened. Other people really fucked that market.
Right.
And no, you take it. Absolutely. I'm definitely afraid of your team right now.
Now I feel great having missed out on Najee, because that is too cheap for Najee.
Yes.
But I do think that he's ranked too
57
high.
for Najee versus 59 for Derrick Henry. We know who we take there every time.
Not even a discussion.
Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase both went for more than Derrick Henry. You fucking fools. Jamar Chase 67, Justin Jefferson 64.
Yep.
$2 less. Tell me what you think about it. Well, okay, so Jamar Chase was $1 more than Cooper Kupp. Justin Jefferson was $3 less. Is Cooper Kupp worth the difference in that price to you? It doesn't really matter because it's not the way we draft, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's literally...
Devontae
so he's $1 cheaper than Jamar. Honestly, Kupp feels safer.
Oh, yeah. Than Jamar, there's a lot more people that can eat into Jamar's...
right, Tyler Boyd is still good. T. Higgins is going to be a rock star.
Plus, that team's going to have some touchdown regression there, probably.
Yeah, he... Triple Crown, the dude was a rock star. Stafford was out of his mind.
Both of them. I was going to say both teams really probably are going to have a little bit, but yeah.
Dalvin, I dropped him a little bit lower in my rankings, but I still love the dude. He's going to be awesome. Madison, I think he's not going to cut in that much.
Fine.
It's clear who the alpha is. Nice. That's
Dalvin Cook for 53. I'll take that all day. Jonathan Taylor, Dalvin Cook.
Right.
That makes me feel a little bit better about the situation. I am down money-wise on you by $12.
Yeah.
We'll see how that deals with the rest of our draft. Because I think our RB setup is basically identical. I'd say both of us pretty much. I would say the combos. Would you say your combo's a little better? JT. But Derrick Henry and Austin Eckler. I like both of those guys more than Dalvin.
It's honestly they all could finish as the one or the top five. This could be 4 of your top 5 running backs. So it's just, is Jonathan Taylor going to win by as much of the gap? Is he going to win number 1 again? I don't know personally, but he's the safest. He feels like the safest running back.
So I'm really kind of excited to see what happens here in this draft, because so far from what we've seen is beyond guys that we got, basically, most top RBs are going at a discount. where wide receivers are getting
big fat premium,
big money. Stephon Diggs went a little cheaper there, $53, but 61 for Devontae. All 60s for all Jamar, Justin, and Christian and Cooper. I really do think that that's interesting to say the least. So 54 for Joe Mixon. I mean, this is going to be fun to see. Now, who am I going to put up? I'm going to go ahead and put up. Let's see. I'm not picking Alvin Kamara, but I would love to see how people are pricing Alvin Kamara right now.
Man, I know. I just hate when we don't have enough information.
And we really don't. Like, we know that there's a video out there. We don't know what the video is. If that gets leaked, that can drastically affect how the NFL deals with something.
Right.
Before the league, before the season, him and Deshaun Watson are definitely still just, kind of hanging over projections' heads. Like, that will drastically affect people's projections, and we don't have an answer for you because no one has an answer for you right now.
Right, no. And I'm assuming that... So, Kamara's very interesting. That one stresses me out a little bit just because it's like, all right, you're running back, you're somebody I would normally target. I really am not optimistic about Deshaun. I don't think he's going to get, really any playing time this year. I don't know.
I think he's suspended too long to be fantasy relevant, as a QB, most likely. I could see 10 games. I could see 10 games.
A 10-game suspension, or he plays 10?
No, 10-game suspension.
That's the thing. Would you roster him?
No, that's what I'm saying. All right, so here's the thing. If you have multiple IR spots and suspended players can go on the IR spot,
okay,
do you then take a look at Deshaun Watson?
I'd
with
pick
that
him up.
Offensive line.
I would pick him up, but I would probably be quick to drop him.
I think that's exactly what.
When the situation emerges on my roster,
COVID happens, something like that. I need that IR spot for a more valuable position than QB. I agree with that. I wouldn't draft Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson would be.
You'd have to see him out there.
He would be a waiver wire pickup.
Fair.
Because he's not going to be valuable enough to make the roster if it's a normal length-sized roster.
Right, 10, 12 man, and then you have, what are we doing right now? It's the 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, and is that, 7 on the bench?
Right.
So
that would be, in Superflex, I'd be more likely to reach with him with that last draft pick.
That's fair.
If I've got the IR and I know that's a situation.
Yeah.
So, but again, like we've said before, know your rules, know your rules, know your rules. Know the rules of your league. It is absolutely important. So, Gary, let's talk about Baker Mayfield. Let's talk about some knows that we do now know. Baker going to Carolina Panthers. If he doesn't beat out Sam Darnold, that's just a terrible team management. Baker,
could you imagine?
On that.
Yeah, I don't know. I do.
You don't know?
No, there's no way he doesn't.
Yeah.
But if that situation, if he somehow moves over to Carolina and sits on the bench, I wouldn't know what to say. That makes no sense.
No.
You got him. You're paying part of his contract. You've got plans for Baker. He's an upgrade.
He is.
Which kind of feels weird to say.
He's
been fine to Sam Darnold. That's the thing. It's not too much. Javonte, by the way, up here at 42. I still think everybody's overpaying. Melvin's a guy that we're probably going to pay.
If I can get Leonard Fournette for 45, I'm never paying 42 for Javonte Williams. Never, ever.
That is just disrespectful.
Leonard Fournette, it's still way too low. I love Joe Mixon. You know I'm a huge fan of Joe Mixon. There's $9 difference there. That's basically the longest amount difference that I would accept between the two.
Fuck, Connor's at 39.
I
thought about it.
I'm taking the 2 guys we got.
And I'm basically done at that point.
I'm perfectly fine spending another $20 to go from Connor to Derrick Henry.
No, I'm thrilled with that.
That's the difference. I'll take that difference. That's
fair. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But no, again, we've seen it so far in this draft. Definitely that RBs are being depreciated more than we would have expected. But that's why you mock, so you get used to these situations, so you know how to deal with these situations. Right now, what I expect to happen is these guys to burn them out on some wide receivers that I'm not interested in. DK Metcalf is a great guy to throw out there.
I like DK. I don't love his situation.
Right,
I don't love his ADP.
No.
Few things working against all the talent in the world. And on Twitter, too, I just saw the last year, the Buda Baker interception. Where chasing him down. That dude, it's big ass shark just coming after like a little fish. It's like, and Buddha's even like, he caught my ass. Like, it's like,
yeah, the fact he was recorded, he was mic'd up for that play.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about who this affects for Baker Mayfield. One, I like it for Kareem Hunt.
Starting with Cleveland. Okay.
Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. Well, wait. Sorry, you're right. I'm thinking of the wrong team. So let's talk about it for the Panthers, the team he just went to.
DJ Moore, I think, gets an upgrade as quarterback. This is kind of like the Allen Robinson situation a little bit, where it's like you've never had that great of a You've had trash quarterbacks, and now it's like, oh, there's kind of an opportunity. So I like that. I do think that gives him a little bit of a bump. Robbie, I don't know if I'm there.
Robbie,
I don't think he'll be impacted as significantly, positively at least.
Here's my problem. Hoping for Robbie, everyone, it's pretty well known. He put a comment on Instagram that made it seem like he was not excited about Baker coming to the Carolina Panthers. I think at the time he was maybe hoping Deshaun would come. Like, I don't think he was sitting there going, "Oh, good, I'll get Sam Darnold again."
Right.
But Baker, I mean, if you want to guess who's going to be vindictive, I'm going to guess it's going to be kidding. Baker.
Yeah, I would say so.
So, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna take a flyer on Robbie. I'm really not.
No. There's better lottery tickets out there.
There are.
I mean, it's not like Carolina's gonna turn the offense is still gonna like. I need to finish statting them out post this change, but it's like CMC. Like, if you want to assume he's healthy, the dude's gonna get 25% of targets at least. And then, a bunch are going to go out to DJ Moore as well. The rest, I think, are just going to be kind of thrown out there to whoever's sort of open.
Yeah.
But not too optimistic about it.
Mike Evans right now going for 34.
Keenan went for 39.
I'd rather Mike Evans. Mike Evans is going to be... I know he's going to end up higher in my projections than for most people. I'm really pumped on him. I'm pumped on Russell Gage.
Yeah, and they're saying now I'm hearing that Godwin's supposed to be back in time, but I don't believe it.
There's no way.
The season to start. He's been running, but like there's a lot. It's a lot different to actually make cuts and take the hits again versus just running.
I'm gonna let someone else.
I think they said he hit like 20 miles an hour though. Like, he's flying at least.
Great,
which is cool, but you're not cutting.
Yeah, you're not making jukes. You're not trying to catch a ball. There are a lot of things that weigh into that. I'm sure he wasn't in full pads.
Yeah.
There's.
You're not in.
I'm not. I'm not in on Godwin this year. I'm really not.
And I personally, looking at some of these prices, I love Keenan. 39 versus Mike Evans 33. Yeesh.
I'll take Mike Evans over Keenan.
I will too. It's not close.
Okay.
For $6 cheaper too.
Absolutely. But I definitely take both of them over CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
$42 for CeeDee.
Yeah, that's expensive. I don't even love CeeDee.
That's the thing. I'm not a huge. CeeDee's got great talent, but I think if the Cowboys could have made him the number one last year over Amari, they would have.
Yeah.
I have trouble seeing that. What do you think of Jalen Waddle this year? I think it's been pretty common what I think of him this year, but what do you think?
He was a PPR stud last year. I think Tyreek's going to get in. Tyreek's going to have 150 targets. Secchi's still out there. You've got to try to establish the run game. I think that he's going to... I think his overall rank will be maybe 25 to 30, 24 to 30. But he's not going to have any of those boom weeks, in my opinion.
No,
I don't think the touchdowns are going to be there.
No, if I'm going to take a guess, I think the start of his season will be better than the back half, as Tyreek gets more and more comfortable.
Exactly, once he's got all the reps down.
I really don't think that I'm going to trust to know when to play Waddle. And the Dolphins' start of schedule is brutal. It is a bad one. So, yeah, I'm not into that.
No, I'm not. Dude, somebody interesting who already went, Cam Akers.
It's not that I hate where Cam Akers is going.
He's a middle fourth. Middle to back end fourth right now.
Yeah, he's basically right there around where I say the start
before the dead zone.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
I like the possible opportunity. It's just that if, for instance, an auction, I'm picking between Cam Akers or Aaron Jones.
Oh, it's not.
I'm taking Aaron Jones.
It's not fair. Yeah.
I'm taking James Conner. I'm taking Leonard.
James Conner, I think, is now like a round ahead though.
he isn't Snake. I mean, in this auction, we just saw him go for only $4 more. So that's why I'm looking at that.
Yeah, you're right. 39.35. Wow, that's surprising. James Conner was a way better pick. Aaron Jones, that was.
What do you think of Travis
35.
Kelce going for this?
That sucks. I hate other people. I wish it would have gone. Yeah. He would have gone for more.
This is an interesting draft to say the least. We've got,
I kind of like that.
Let's see, 4 people kind of really holding on to their money.
Yeah. Do you want to be big bank right now, though?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Hard no. Spend that money.
Absolutely not.
Responsibly, of course.
Yeah. AJ Brown. I'm so not in on AJ Brown.
Hold on Cam Akers.
Okay, Cam Akers.
Personally, huge fan. Cam Akers.
Love the upside.
That's what I was going to say. He feels like he has one of the widest ranges of fantasy finishes. Because some guys, you're like Najee. He's not a sexy name to me right now. He could have a ton of touchdowns. I don't think he will, but he's already being drafted as 6 to 8, something like that, 5 to 8. Even if he's not even remotely efficient, he's getting 300 carries. The dude's getting 50 receptions.
Yeah, that's
the volume's going to be there.
The volume's going to be there. They're going to go back to a more rush-heavy offense. We've seen when the Rams have a healthy running back, when Sean McVay has a
let me get that kicker.
I like it.
I'll try to.
When Sean McVay has a running back that he trusts in the red zone, he does like to go there. Todd Gurley crushed it. But since then, he's had real trouble with having healthy RBs. It's been an issue for that team. So
somebody just bit up my kicker. Not that I even care, but it's just the concept. You're a moron.
Producer, are you in this?
I'm like, Brant, when did you sneak in here? Damn it! I thought you were gonna be the one making me mad. I don't even care about Justin Tucker. I do, but it's damn it.
By the way, if you can get kickers out of your league, do it. Just crap.
This is definitely something you're passionate about.
I am. Get rid of kickers. Get rid of team defense.
Man, the other thing though is about Cam.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Henderson's not that bad.
Henderson's not a bad backup.
Not bad. He's a little bit bigger, a little heavier.
I get that Cam Akers looked horrendous at the end of last year. He should not have come back from that injury. I don't hold that against him at all.
The fact that he did is just insane.
Yeah, that's just incredible that he came back at all. It was impressive that he tried to.
Yeah.
This is
Nick Chubb at 29 is not. It's interesting. I just think we're gonna get in our own little bidding war on a different Cleveland Brown. You know what his price is? 6.
Oh,
Kareem Hunt is 6.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Not in this draft. He is there at 6.
Yeah, there he is. I was gonna say, sure as hell not. Go for it if you want Deontay.
Not at that
price.
price.
I think I might have been a little harsh on Deontay.
It's a really bad QB situation.
It's horrific. It is so bad, but I still think the targets are gonna be there. Claypool's gonna get the targets, but that catch rate's just gonna be so bad.
Fair.
The deep ball, I think it's just not gonna be there.
I really do. Here's the thing. I expect that team to find a way to get to 9 wins every year.
Right.
But I wouldn't
With
be that
defense,
shocked if it's exactly that. It's the defense and just Najee.
Give the defense a little bit of a rest. Just see if you can extend the drive a little bit. Still have Mike Tomlin out there, so anything is possible.
Yeah, great coach. Let's see.
Tomlin or Reid. If you get your kicker for $1, I'm gonna be so mad.
I bet I'm gonna get him for $1 too.
Rat bastard.
Let's see. Who do I want between Andy Reid or Mike Tomlin?
Who would you pick? I think Tomlin's younger.
Tomlin is younger. Man, that's actually tough because looking at when they got their rings. Tomlin, it's been a while for Tomlin, obviously, but that was young Big Ben.
Congrats.
Thank you. I'm so happy about it.
I can hear it in your voice.
He had young Big Ben. The closest thing I can say to a young Big Ben in the NFL today is probably Mahomes. Josh Allen's getting there.
Yeah.
But those 3 are very stylistically the same. They're bigger guys, but they're mobile. They have solid cannons for arms. They're tough to bring down because of their size, because of the additional mobility there.
Sure.
So now looking at when Mahomes got the ring, It's like that's very comparable to me. The style there. Obviously, they've both been coaches for a long time in the NFL. They're both super experienced.
Right.
Man, I think people might give me crap for this, but I think I'm gonna go Tomlin because that team's ability to develop wide receivers, a position that is more and more becoming valuable in the NFL as these guys are demanding a higher price.
What do you think about Zeke for 26?
I am jealous. I am jealous of Team 9. Team 9 did a great job there.
I saw you reach for the
I did.
For the mouse
I really did. I was talking too much about something that actually is a random question you threw at me.
It wasn't.
You trickster.
I didn't mean for you to like super analyze it.
But I'll go with Mike Tomlin in that situation because of the wide receiver development. What about you?
Tomlin for health reasons.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
Freaking Reid, dude. No, I like...
Man, would I love to have a celebratory cheeseburger with that dude after the Super Bowl. That'd be the best burger in the world.
Yeah, I don't trust you with burgers anymore. Not after your cheat meal. Son of a bitch. What do we think about...
Antonio Gibson for 22?
Terry for 22.
Zeke. Terry for 22 is pretty dang good. I just... that team's going to be ugly. I don't know. Carson Wentz with Scary Terry. That was a good deal. Again, that was right there when you were asking me questions about things that distract me from this draft, which is why we tell you don't get distracted from the draft.
Yeah, can't do it. I want to nominate.
Let's see.
What's up, Breeze?
Nominate for tribute.
Man, JK, that whole backfield, like, Baltimore is so interesting right now because nobody's even right now. Like JK,
yeah, they're really hoping a lot of people get healthy between now and the start of the season. Yeah, that's a tough team injury wise, and then losing Marquise Brown.
Dude, I know Marquise had like 110 targets, and like you lost a lot. You're still not healthy. It's the Mark Andrews show.
So talk to me right now because we're in an interesting spot.
We are.
Wide receiver prices haven't dropped off that much. They're really going for their current price.
For now.
Are you getting to the point where you're uncomfortable because you don't have a wide receiver one? Are you getting nervous?
I'm feeling great. Yes. I'll just be straight for the listeners. I'm staring at Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm actually building out a more bullish case for him. Obviously a range of outcomes, but honestly, like I know the team is getting healthy. I'm high on the talent, and I think that
Jameson Williams is just going to take too long to get back.
He is. He's probably going to miss at least a month.
Makes sense.
Let's see. Hold on. I don't want to get distracted. Let me nominate somebody I don't really care for. $12 for
you
Lamar.
Jerk.
You want him?
Go ahead. I mean, put him up there. Put
I went with Tyler Lockett.
Great. I'm like, I like him.
Amari's going to get so many freaking targets.
Exactly.
I think it's going to be a lot of shorter passes.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's a PPR league.
Mm-hmm.
$12, I mean, that's actually pretty fair.
And the Browns quarterback situation now, even with Deshaun Watson obviously not coming back, is not that bad. The backup that they had for Baker is not a horrendous one by any stretch.
Yeah, here's your boy, by the way.
Oh, let's go, Mikey.
You might be on a bidding war with me. 10. Nice. Oh, auto just went up.
Damn it. I'll do it. So
you're going for upside. I like it. Hell, and that kicker? Great pick,
exactly.
Jay.
Thank you. I've got Mike Williams here. Like you said, I love the upside of my team. This is going to be an interesting guy to watch because, as you know, I'm a big fan of his.
Who, Hollywood?
Yeah.
I love Hollywood right now. Don't be shy, Jay.
I've got a lot of team that I've got to get back. I've got a lot of team that's going to be dirt cheap money.
I need that connection.
Yeah.
That connection is going to be filthy, especially the first 6 weeks. It's just going to be insane. reunited with.
Marquise
don't
Brown
love the school,
is
but
a perfectly great. He's a perfect wide receiver target for you and me because we expect to be watching the waiver wire. Because we know we're going to be looking for that upside later in the season.
Correct.
Someone like him that you know is going to start off hot.
Right.
Big fan of that.
He's
big fan
so
of that.
Good.
Where guys that you're sitting there waiting on, hoping on later, that's where it gets tough to deal with.
Yeah.
So, like that pick for you, Marquise Brown. Like Mike Williams for me.
Yeah, 20 and 22.
You know,
it's
we're accepting
same.
we're accepting wide receiver twos with some upside.
That's the thing. It's like these guys have a ton of upside. I mean,
my turn to nominate. I'm going to go ahead and get out another one of my $1 position spots. We'll go with the Bills.
Buffalo.
Buffalo
nice.
Bill.
Cool. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I know.
I was like, I'm not singing.
Eminem song.
Great song. Great song. Yeah, I kind of see.
Oh, you jerk. Who pays $2 for the Bills defense? Same guy. Cooper Smith, USOB.
You son of a gun.
You son of a
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
No.
By the way, okay, Deontay Johnson for 24, Mike Williams for 22, Cooks for 18, or Marquise for 20. Do you like any of those more than the others? Oh, what's up, baby?
So, Terry sticks out to me. Terry, Marquise, and Mike Williams, I would put them all above Brandon Cooks. I love Brandon Cooks, but you do know that there are games there that you're not going to want to have him be your guy.
Yeah. There's only so much upside. Like, he can still get, like, those low 20s, but it's not like he's walking into multi-touchdown games. Hollywood could do that. Mike Williams could do that.
I mean, Davis Mills, you know,
Davis Mills isn't bad, though.
You can expect, an upgrade for sure, but I don't know how high you're really hoping that he gets.
No.
By the way, Jacoby Brissett is the quarterback.
Brissett, that's right.
For Cleveland Browns now.
And he's good. I mean,
he's passable. I think him and Amari Cooper, who is a good route runner,
right?
That's a combo that I think will actually be pretty good together.
I agree.
So I'm still a big fan of Amari's. When I look at those guys, at what they went for, man, what do you think? Terry McLaurin, Mike Williams, Marquise Brown. If you were having to guess how your projections are going to come out next week, what your ranking looks like for him, those three, where are you showing them?
It's the range of outcomes that's the tricky part.
Really is. For those three, absolutely.
Marquise is my favorite of those three. Because he has the floor that Mike Williams just doesn't consistently have, and he's got the upside. I mean, you can argue Mike Williams could. There's probably a higher probability of him having multi-touchdown games over Hollywood, especially after 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But Hollywood could do it too. I mean, there's a ton of upside there for Marquise. Brandon Cooks, I love him, but I mean, I statted him out. I've got him for more than 1,000 yards. I think I've got him for 5 or 6 touchdowns, which is, he's always like 4 to 6. That's what he does. He had one season where he had 9 back in New Orleans and like 13 or something. Like literally a different life ago.
Yeah, blew my mind that when they got rid of him.
Right. That's just.
That was in his. Why is everyone getting rid of this wide receiver?
He got passed around. He was in LA. Like
he's
been a few different places, and I don't get it. Like the dude's a baller.
I just would have thought if he was a locker room issue, we would have seen it outside of the locker room by now, or heard more stories about him than we really ever have.
I agree. I actually like Darnell Mooney for 13. This is where I'm starting. Like I have such a small bank right now. I say that I've still got 20. We both have about 25%, $50. I'm starting to pick out a few guys. I'm not there yet. I'm starting to pick out a few guys.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about ETN. I like him from a PPR perspective. The touchdowns, I don't know. I mean, I think the role is his.
The role is most likely his. I'm not really worried about James Robinson coming back from the injury, but if I'm going to take a bite into that particular team, I think I'm going Christian Kirk. He's being so undervalued for a wide receiver one
who got paid.
Yeah, if you're trusting this offense, what you're saying is you're trusting that Trevor Lawrence is going to take a step forward. Darren Waller for $7 is not bad, by the way. I'm not a huge Darren Waller fan there.
There's just so many targets that are gone now.
Yeah, that's about where I would hope he would go. I've got my eye on other guys, especially there are other tight ends that are currently on the board here with Kittle and Dalton Schultz that I would rather have than Waller. But seeing him go for $7 means that I'm definitely going to be paying attention to those two tight ends because it looks like they're not going to go for as high as I think that they probably should.
Yeah.
Devin Singletary for 7. What do you think of that?
I don't like it.
Yeah, you're a big James Cook guy.
I like James Cook. Singletary was outstanding the last, the playoff push.
Mm-hmm. Dude
was a baller. He was scoring a touchdown every week, and he got it done in the receiving game. Looked like a rock star. It's still a little bit crowded. I think Cook is going to be a bigger deal than he's being valued at right now, personally.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we all know who the RB1 on that team is. Josh freaking Allen.
Josh Allen.
I mean, it's just...
He went for $22.
I get it. You can't put him in the RB spot, but he's my pick for QB1.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I love having him on my Dynasty team
so much. I know, that's another reason. You've got Derrick Henry. You've got...
Josh Allen, Amari Cooper. Mixon, yeah.
Your team...
Big
Your team could do a lot this year.
Anyways.
What about Gabe Davis?
Gabriel Davis, he was so beloved last year. He was so beloved, and it was not worth it. It was not successful. And you brought in James Cook. I think this team is a monster team.
It's going to be
great. But they didn't really need him for that much last year. I don't know if I really trust they're going to need him for that much this year.
I don't agree.
You don't agree.
You got rid of your SMU boys.
You did get rid of Emmanuel
You've opened up
I think
it's like 180 targets or so. I think there's like 7 or 8 touchdowns in there. I don't think you brought in anybody too significant. James Cook is...
I think James Cook's the guy.
I mean, from a running back perspective,
well,
I don't think he's going to do a ton in the passing game. I mean, I think Singletary's...
He's a scat back kind of guy.
I think Singletary was involved too. I don't think your running back position's going to just dramatically increase in targets.
Okay. I kind of disagree on that, but we'll see.
Yeah. It's okay. You can have your own opinion.
I do think that there's a difference there.
Nice.
I did not mean to do that. I ran out of time.
I do like Judy though.
I do like Judy. I was really not wanting Judy to come up until later.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that too.
I was hoping that those two boys stuck around a little longer so they could be at more of a discount than what they are.
Yeah.
I'm still going to do it, though, at $13. I really like Judy.
I think my pick is on Sutton.
Honestly, I'm not going to pretend.
I don't know.
Exactly.
It could be a DK and Lockett.
I think both of them are going to have fantasy value. I agree with you. One of them's going to be probably, woohoo, the guy.
Right.
But I
at least we've seen Russ be able to support 2 wide receivers.
Absolutely. Plenty of times.
It's not like Drew Lock's running around back there,
no.
Overthrowing everybody and just all over the map. Michael Thomas for 8.
I don't want.
This is so interesting. I don't want to play that game right now.
He's too expensive for a lottery pick guy that you don't know when he's coming back. If he's coming back, I think he will come back, but someone that I'm not sure how he starts off the year. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I'd much rather go with Olave. I'd much rather go with the rookie here at that spot. Cordarrelle Patterson now only being a running back on sleeper. Does that really affect how you view him at all? Not having that wide receiver ability or whatever, having that spot.
No, there's so many wide receivers.
That's the thing.
It's just so much easier to plug.
Yeah, exactly. His most valuable spot was RB.
Right.
So unless you're in a heavy wide receiver, you're playing 5 wide receiver spots or something like that, I'm not worried about that. I'm perfectly fine with you going to go ahead and still value Cordarrelle Patterson the same.
Right.
Because he's still the leading RB, but they'll move him out to wide receiver, I believe. I believe they will still use him plenty in the passing game.
Absolutely.
Especially with how just depleted they are on people to work with. So.
Yeah, that's the issue. I mean, it's so open. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to get creative, but I don't see you scoring that much.
No, that team definitely has its eye on the first pick in the draft next year, hoping for QB help.
Right.
So they're one of the couple. But that's definitely So I like him for volume. but I'm not in love with him. I don't care about the fact that you can only have him as RB now. It really doesn't drop his ranking for me, his value for me, in anything but very specifically 5 wide receiver depth league situations like that.
Something wild.
So here goes Gabe Davis.
There's the guy.
Where do you value him? You said how much of a bigger fan you are. Is this someone you're looking at for $11? Or are you sitting here going?
No, there's still enough guys that I'm staring at that I like more because of the range of outcomes. I'm just not as. I mean, Dawson Knox, I think, is being undervalued. Don't love it, and I like Sutton. I might get him. We'll see.
I was hoping it would cost you a little more because I still hate the fact that you've got more money than me. It's going to come back to burn me here because you and I have,
I mean, we knew what this was going to come down to now, partially.
This was going to be an issue.
Yeah.
39 versus 32. Oh, you jerk. Don't you? I'll pay 5. I'll pay 5. That's the most I can pay for him.
That's kind of...
You jerk. All right.
I still love Dalton.
I love Dalton, too. I know that he's just climbing in fantasy in ADP right now. He is definitely a big mover.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I get it. It's what I've been screaming. I've wanted. I've been talking about Dalton Schultz. I've loved his value. I'm sitting here going, we really don't know how well CD will be at 1, but we know that Dak does love Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, no kidding.
So going to Team 4, I do like that stack of Dak Prescott and Dalton Schultz. That is a tight end QB stack that I like a lot.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Clyde Edwards-Helaire for $1.
If I get him.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh, thank God. That's why I nominated him.
Yeah?
But then it's like, it becomes Eli.
It becomes Eli Manning.
Where nobody else wants him. I'm like,
you already told the story on the podcast.
I don't need to tell it again, but God, I would just walk away. I'd be like, finish without me. Auto. I don't even care.
Man.
God.
$4.
Ooh.
That's... I don't actually hate that for CEH. I know he's burned everyone. He's been ugly.
It's hard to hate for $4 because you can
really
the team is still gonna score.
That's what I'm saying. No Tyreek,
Right.
but he has sucked. CEH has been an issue.
Jerry Jeudy for 12 or Amari for 12? Amari seems safer. Judy's got maybe more upside.
Definitely, that's exactly how I would say it. Amari is probably got a little bit of a touch better floor, but I really love Jerry Jeudy's upside more. So that's the upside for me. I'm taking the upside pick there for.
I was gonna say you do not love the
safe picks.
The safe picks.
No, especially not at wide receiver. There's so much I can get off the waiver wire that's gonna be safe. Especially when I've got the heavy RB hitters that I do. I want all of my wide receivers to be bomb shot guys.
I'm actually thrilled with this pick. You know that I have a personal love for Allen Robinson.
Yes, you do love Allen Robinson. And I love the fact that now I have $1 more than you.
Yeah.
I will hoard it. I will
I
rule with an iron fist, except that's actually not the way to play this. Do not care about being big bank that much. Don't. Really don't.
I mean, I'm
joking with my good friend Gary, my best buddy here. But that's not something I actually care about. Remember, you don't take this money with you.
No way.
Let's see. Who am I going to go with
I'm personally thrilled with my wide receivers. Like, this is actually turning out really well.
Your wide receivers? Yeah.
Yeah. I think they all are pretty sneaky good.
I like Mike Williams and Jerry Jeudy. I have one of those guys turning into a wide receiver 1. Not surprising at all. Would not shock people. No, would not shock anyone. Way. So, love those two being my guys right there behind Jonathan Taylor, Dalvin Cook.
Yep.
Obviously, I know...
So Madison's going to be a priority for you.
Exactly. And that is going to be someone that's going to be interesting for me on where I have to decide to grab him now.
Right.
Because I know I want that to be part of my budget. But we know this has been a funky draft price-wise. We have been pretty surprised by where people have been paying for guys. And so he's someone that I'm going to have to put up there and maybe make sure I've got enough in the bank to pay for him. So we'll see how that goes. Hunter Renfrow, do you have any interest in where $7? I would never touch Hunter Renfrow for $7. Never.
I'm trying to think of a situation where
last year I would have, but not.
Yeah, not with Devontae coming into town.
We liked Hunter Renfrow last year.
Loved him. That was a great call out. Waiver wire pickup.
Thank you.
I really don't know a situation when I'm picking him up because I'm kind of shooting for upside at this point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, I don't know if I'm really, honestly, if I'm leaving any drafts with him.
I don't, not at $7, and again, that's not the upside pick that I'm going for a wide receiver. It really just isn't.
I mean, like, Josh Jacobs is still going to get his 20 carries, 16, 22 carries a game, something like that. Darren Waller's back. Devontae's in town. I don't know. Ooh, what's up, Melvin? You want to play this game, huh?
I want to play it for $4.
All right.
You're just sitting there watching Kareem Hunt, aren't you?
I'm kind of
you
staring
monster.
At him.
Yeah, I get the pre-draft value for Melvin Gordon is $1. I do not care.
I don't care about that either.
That's an awesome one for me to grab. I'm a big fan of his. I know I've got Jerry Jeudy. I don't care. And if I could get Russ, I would at a cheap price. I would definitely do it.
I mean, Kyler already went, and he's a little pricey. Like, I say a little pricey. I think he went for like $6. That's not in my budget.
$4 for Kyler.
4? Okay,
yeah.
That's not bad.
That's not a bad price at all.
I would have had to pay 5. That's not bad.
Yeah. Drake London here. I
scout some of these running backs.
He's got volume opportunity, of course. I just really like Olave more. At the end of the day, I like Olave's situation better, and I think Drake London's going to be interesting to see his skill set go to the NFL and see if he can really be that successful at the NFL with his current, obviously he's going to develop. He's going to get there with NFL coaches and get work, have people work with him. I'll tell you what I would always do. I would always pick Drake London at $6 over Adam Thielen at $7.
Dude, Thielen could be the dude who gets 4 for 40 and a touchdown. Like, the amount of times he's targeted.
Yeah, good luck picking that game.
It's not uncommon at all.
It is
like when he's healthy,
yeah.
Kirk Cousins stares at, and I personally think that Minnesota's going to win the division.
I do think that they are one of my favorites for
I love
upset.
that
Absolutely.
whole freaking team. Like, they're all fun for, like, you got sleepers on there just kind of throughout. Like, I mean, Justin Jefferson's not, and Dalvin's not, obviously. Hell, if I left with Kirk Cousins, I actually would not be mad about that.
No. He wouldn't be my first. He wouldn't be my first choice.
I mean, he's not my first, but, like, if I can get him for free or for $1, I'm not even a little bit mad at that. Like, I think that he's got a ton of upside.
Fair.
And now the big bank. Go ahead and get Christian Kirk.
Yep. Go ahead to big bank. 48. Well, he's not big bank. $62 to team 9.
I didn't see that.
Christian Kirk. I like him a lot. $4. I think that's a really good value. It's just, again,
you're prioritizing.
Not my priority right now. No. Exactly. I want. One more.
We know who we want.
Yeah.
But
we need to tell the crowd. We need to tell the crowd. We're both very focused on Kareem Hunt. I know.
It was AJ Dillon for me. Actually, I do like AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon's not a bad one. But
I like Pollard. I mean, some of these guys late, I don't mind. It looks like I'm just running with 2 running backs for a while, and waiting on some of those more boring. Like Daryl Henderson is somebody I'm actually okay with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, because of Cam Akers, is it really going to be a 90-10 split? Is it going to be 60-40?
It's going to be interesting to see him come back. We've got a lot of interesting RB injuries to see people come back from. And I really just don't think that was him coming back last year.
It wasn't.
So I'm excited to see him. There's no question. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
What do you think of Aaron Rodgers?
I think that the running backs are going to feast. So honestly, A.J. Dillon, you could do a lot worse. I don't mind having A.J. Dillon.
No, I said Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Like, I'm even... So, when you see my rankings, I think I'm giving, like, literally 20-some-odd% target share to the backfield. Aaron Jones is getting a massive... Like, Aaron Jones had, like, an 11% target share last year, I think. I think A.J. Dillon's going to be more involved. He's earned it. He's just not Aaron Jones yet. And, man, I think I still have Rodgers throwing for about 32 touchdowns. I think he had like 35 or 36 the last couple of years, but he's still going to get it done. I think it's just going to be a big committee.
So, Gary, let's talk about some of the ways that we manage our budget in game like this.
Okay.
For instance, I know it says max offer of $19. I know what's in my bank, $27.
So I'll nominate, $19 for Kareem right now. Son of a bitch. All right, here we go, Jay.
I know I've got QB and tight end there. Now, most likely between those guys, I'm going to go ahead and spend at most $8 between those two positions usually.
Wait, for who?
For quarterback and tight end.
Oh, okay, yeah.
$8. Are you winning him right now for 7?
Yeah.
I let you go at him. Go ahead.
I was surprised you didn't. Yeah, I was surprised.
I've already got Melvin Gordon. I've got at least one more RB I know I want to get. There's
some guys down there that are.
There's some guys.
Too,
I want to get another wide receiver.
I'm staring at the same guy. I'm looking at Russell Gage on there as well.
You jerk.
It's just dumb. Like some of the for $3 on here. And I know it's we've spent a lot of money, but $3 he's too good. People are still not giving him the respect he earned.
What do you think on Garrett Wilson?
I think that's still a crowded wide receiver room, and I think that Brees is going to be involved a lot more. Carter's unfortunately going to lose his job, just not instantly. I mean, he'll catch a few passes.
New social media ascension as the dog. He's got that dog in him. Isn't affecting your opinion on him too much?
Yeah. I don't love any of those guys. I mean, Elijah Moore proved he was decent enough. I just don't think that pie is that big.
So Damien Harris, in this draft, because of the number of autos, is going for his pre-draft value.
Okay.
Don't be surprised if Damien Harris goes for less than this. There's so much talk about how he's not going to get the same number of touchdowns. And I get that. I understand that. I agree with that.
Wait, for who?
Damien Harris. He's not going to have the same number of rushing touchdowns as he did last year, and so a lot of people are bashing him. But I wouldn't be that shocked if he falls too low for an RB that will be usable.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of what's happening. I think that people are looking at even A.J. Dillon and Tony Pollard, and at those values, it's I know last year Pollard's a little more wider range of outcomes.
Absolutely.
A.J. Dillon,
A.J. Dillon, I like a lot.
I really like him.
I really think that team has.
Would you handcuff? Is that a handcuff you'd go with? Would you, if you have Aaron Jones
at his current price? Yes.
Yeah, I would.
If you're telling me
I would treat him exactly
for $2, absolutely.
That's what I would do too. I will be actively pursuing him regardless of who I end up with because he's so cheap. He's in the pocket like Burrow. Please don't go for $3. Well, who's left at QB? Everybody. No, there's nobody. Stafford's out there. I like that.
Kirk.
Still not in on this. I like you.
Derek Carr, I do not.
Tua, I'm interested in Tua. I would take a shot on him.
Yeah, baby.
That's pretty big.
Let's go, Smoking Joe.
If I don't come away with my defense, Jay.
That's terrible. We are definitely getting to the point where I'm starting to think about the fact that I need Alexander Madison.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's you normally would be queuing guys up. I don't want to see everybody that you're thinking about down here.
That's really the issue.
I'm going to inevitably forget somebody as we have the sparkling conversation. But
you got me good earlier with the question. I need to think of questions for you.
Yeah.
That was brutal. Looking up and seeing how much Scary Terry and Zeke went for and just going, son of a bitch.
So Hopkins is interesting. Do I have an IR spot?
We do not have an IR spot in this auction.
I don't want him with Hollywood though. I just realized that.
Yeah.
I don't want 2 Arizona guys.
No,
especially because I'm stuck with him for 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Again, DeAndre Hopkins. I've said it before.
Nuke.
I will grab him in a heartbeat when I've got IR spots. Obviously, in a mock, they don't give you IR spots. Why would they? But that if I've got an IR spot, I'm taking him at his current value and pretty happy with it.
Sure.
In auctions. He's going for $3 in auctions. He's going much higher than that.
He's around 6 or something.
Him and Marquise are almost. There's a few spots in between them, but not many. There might be a round in between the two.
You know what I'm doing, Jay? I'm stacking that thing up.
You got Matt Stafford?
I stacked it, baby.
Him and Allen Robinson. That's a great stack.
I love that, dude. I'm pretty excited. I know this is just a mock, but it's going pretty well. I think both our teams are looking not too shabby.
So you're not a big fan of Derek Carr? I like Derek Carr this year with Devontae Adams. That is the best wide receiver that he's had since Amari Cooper Crabtree days, where he was a boss. He was a fantasy boss.
That was his almost MVP season.
Yep.
In what, 16?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Some shit.
Yeah, his second or third season.
I'd rather. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm amazed at
big
how much
fan
I'm
of
having to
him.
scroll for Alexander Madison. Did I miss him?
You have 10 seconds.
Okay, 9 seconds. Who would I be happy with for $1? I would love Rashad Penny for $1.
Interesting. No, he's good.
You can. I'm sorry. I did. My hand did go to there, swat you away there for a second.
Get out.
Now go get him for 3.
I'm all right. What do I have? 21. You got 24. Nice.
I think we're not going to have an issue getting guys that we like the upside of.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's looking pretty solid.
And I like Rashad Penny here because of how strong we are at RB. Because of that, I'm only looking at RBs that really have that upside. Rashad Penny, if he turns out to be the man, if he has anything this year like he did when he was healthy last year, that's going to be a huge win.
That'll be nice.
For the flex spot, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm a big fan of that. And then Melvin Gordon, there is absolutely a chance he's Russ's good old buddy. We know they've been working out together.
They're buddies, that's right.
They are buddies. They both went to Wisconsin together.
I was going to say they played
year.
college ball, right?
Yep. Traylon Burks for $2.
Burks for $2. That's interesting.
That's fine. That's a good price for him. He's just not my top rookie to grab, but I think that's a fine price for him.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Where's Robert Woods hasn't even come up yet, right?
No. Where the hell is Bobby?
Again, this is why you usually our queue is a very valuable tool.
By this point, you've made your queue. Jesus Christ.
I get that he's questionable.
I don't care.
Dallas Goedert just went.
Kadarius Toney.
Tight end wise, Zach Ertz is still there.
Gesicki,
Freiermuth,
I mean, I like
Knox.
Dawson
Knox
a lot.
All of these,
I'm happy with any of them, honestly.
Those 5, I'm really pumped about.
I'm a little lower on Hunter Henry, but that's more of my love for the top 4.
Fair. More than an issue with.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter Henry's just like, if you come away with him in a draft, like, that's great. I mean, I don't mind Irv Smith.
Man, I mean, there's
I love
definitely
the
still
whole
enough
Minnesota
value
team.
there.
I mean, like,
any thought on AJ?
Yeah, I like him a lot. I'm gonna get my guy. Feels weird to spend $3 on a backup that I don't have the starter for, but
hey, AJ Dillon has standalone value out the wazoo.
I agree.
I've got no problem with AJ Dillon for $3. If I didn't have Rashad Penny and knew I was getting at least one more RB, I would be thinking more about him.
And for me, I think statting these guys out just really, really helped because I'm like, right, how am I allocating targets? I really think Rodgers is, especially early on, he's going to be like, what do I know? I know these running backs are pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. And I think the offense is going to be focused on that too. You know, we've seen that offense be
They'll scheme really well, and
right.
I just don't know if any of those wide receivers are going to stand out. Damn it. Beat me to the mouse. Fuck. I like Zach Ertz a lot.
You know, I think we have high hopes and high opinion of. You don't want him with Marquise Brown though, do you? On your team, does that stop you going Zach Ertz, or does the tight end position not matter enough to that point?
No, not at this point.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I mean, it's a good call out though, because I know in certain cases, like if it were Detroit, I would back up. Like I would not, because that pie is still not going to be good. Despite like if I had Amon-Ra, that's my share. Like,
makes sense.
I wouldn't go for. Damn it, who's their tight end? I'm drawing a blank.
Who? Oh, for Detroit's.
I'm totally blanking.
Oh my gosh, their guy is
TJ.
Thank you, TJ Hawkinson. Making me spend my money real quick. I said enough about no, you jerk.
Are you hovering over the mouse?
I was trying to keep the mouse from you.
Yeah.
Oh, you asshole!
It's only an extra $1. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do it now. Don't
1,
do
2,
it.
3, 4,
Don't
5,
do it.
6.
Don't you
got,
dare.
Yep, doing it. $4.
Nice.
You son of a bitch. Now you're going to have $3 ahead of me, and
see,
I know
okay,
exactly who you want.
Let's talk about this, though. Because I might be a dick about Madison. Maybe not today.
What?
No, but think about it. No, think about it. If I don't get Alexander, if I get him and I don't have Dalvin Cook, that kind of blows.
It does.
Like, that kind of really, really sucks.
It does. And I'm definitely looking at what I have money-wise and planning on him.
Same. Well, I would if I were you.
Mm-hmm.
We can play this game.
So what happens if I get Russell Gage here is that then I know the next guy I've got to nominate is Alexander Madison because I can't wait any longer.
So I'm not going to be too much of an issue for you. I'm down to $11.
I know. I think I just really have to let you get Russell Gage. Yeah. I love Russell Gage.
At a certain point.
Russell Gage, yeah, at $8 I just can't afford that when I've still got to take out 5 bench spots. If I had only 2-3 spots left and maybe just barely enough money,
yeah,
that'd be different.
Right.
But we're sitting here with.
For me, at this point, there's still a few guys that I know. Like, I'm looking at your bench spot too. You've got 5 more. You've got 4 more. Madison is going to be 1.
Mm-hmm.
There's still enough guys that I'm interested in. MVS or Sky, I personally don't care. I'm going to take a shot on whoever's there. I'm not going to play that bidding game with you because I know if you get one of them, I'll get the other. You're not taking a shot on both.
Very true.
Hell, Ayuk is there for a buck. I would take a shot on Ayuk. I know he was in the doghouse, but... Okay, Claypool's interesting.
Claypool's interesting. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and get this done. Yeah, we're done with this game. I'm done with trying to guess how much budget I've got left for guys.
I promise I'm not going to. If I hit him for 2, would you go up to 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm not gonna. I mean, because I honestly would not want him. I wouldn't want to be stuck with him, just burning a roster spot.
Oh, okay.
Like I might try to package him up and trade for him,
right?
Or trade him
away to me,
right? But we can't play this game. But no. Just know. I think for either of us, there might be trade opportunities if something like that.
Alexander Madison for $1 is a steal every single time.
Yeah.
There are just these guys that stick out at lower the cheap RBs. Another one, especially that sticks out for me. He's coming up to closer to the top, so I'll just say his name. Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds is absolutely a steal at RB right now. We've talked about how we're definitely both interested a bit in James Cook.
Yeah.
We talked about Tony Pollard, who's not a bad guy for a back of the bench. The only issue I have with Pollard is you're sitting here.
You're not going to know when to play him.
You really aren't until Zeke gets injured.
Right. And
even when Zeke gets injured, I don't know. We don't know what that RB group looks like there. Will they really just go straight Tony Pollard? Will they try to just still use him as a scat pack and bring in another guy?
That's the thing. You might. Yeah, I'm just going to back off.
Thank you. I'm going to offer.
Not because I'm letting you get him, but more because I'm like, all right, I would only have 2 spots left.
This would be my last RB.
And I'm at 5 RBs. That feels pretty good. I might take a shot on a 6th. I'm really trying to figure out exactly who I want. I still need a kicker. I still need a tight end, and my max bid is 5.
So I'm sitting here with more money than I thought I would have at this point. I've got a max bid of $8 for 2 spots left now.
Okay.
I'm going to get whatever guys I want.
Yeah, you'll get who you want. How do you feel about that, though? I mean, that's still good with... You're good with your money situation, right?
I'm good with my money situation.
Would you have rather spent higher elsewhere?
If I would have won Russell Gage with $8, I'd love to have gotten him for 8 and spent the extra 5 than Claypool for 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know that at the time, and I really needed Alexander Madison. If I had gotten Madison earlier, I wouldn't have been in such a question spot for that.
Yeah.
But also, waiting as long as I did meant I really had him at a buck. Like, beyond you, there was no one else who was trying to play this game.
Nobody was going to play that game. That's the thing.
So I think
that's knowing your league, too. Is somebody staring that down? Like, because I think we would both force the other to go a little early.
Right.
Or spend up.
I agree with that. Here's Hunter Henry. Do you still need a tight end? You still need a tight end. Who are you waiting for on tight end? Who's still left that really sticks out to you?
Irv.
Irv? Okay.
Yeah, I would go Irv.
So you'd rather Irv over Hunter Henry?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the offense is just going to be better, and
I
think he could have a better season than I think we all think.
He could. KJ Osborne, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook. There's plenty of other guys. Hunter Henry, I like Hunter Henry a lot to kind of keep his job.
Yeah.
And, there's just, I really don't trust Devontae Parker to be that much of a thing for the Patriots. I really do think that they'll have a very similar game plan this year to last year. And that really means Hunter Henry has an opportunity.
Here's a question for you.
Trey Lance?
No, we'll talk about him at some point, though. So, all right, I'm going to try to get my guy. If he gets nominated for... all these tight ends are going for a buck.
Yep.
It feels fine. Don't nominate him up to 2. You will get him and burn a roster spot. But I personally think Gronk will come back at some point. If Godwin doesn't return, if he's not ready immediately, he probably won't be. You take a last round sort of shot on Cameron Brate. I got Big Irv.
Because there are enough tight ends that I like that are cheap, I usually don't get to the point where I'd be staring at Brate. If I got past the guys that we just talked about, Brate would definitely be on my radar.
Yeah.
That's not the worst guy to go with. Absolutely not.
No, I don't think so.
But I also do like other people's upside more, and it's honestly because of my love of Russell Gage. I won't pretend I'm just not going to stat rate that high at a tight end because I really think Gage at slot is going to have a great time.
I think he's going to be a stud.
So I've already got Rashad Penny here. My RB situation is stacked, so I'm not looking at Kenneth Walker.
No, and would you double down on Seattle?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. But definitely, if I was in a spot where I still needed some RBs, he's someone that is an interesting lottery pick at the end. You'll know week 1 who's going to be the guy there, and most of the likely you'll know if it's any sort of interest in a committee. I knew you loved James Cook.
Yeah, I'm thinking about him.
You think about him all the time.
Not all the time. Not when I'm with you, but
too
we're not drafting. That is.
God, I love that song.
Great song. Outstanding song.
All right.
So now I got 6 RBs. That's pretty much out of my mind at this point. Got a few flyers down there. I like Cook. We both got a Cook. How's that?
Yeah, we do. I got the better brother.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, Dalvin's pretty freaking good.
Yeah. I don't know if even Dalvin would say he's 53 times as good, but he is. When you can only play so many spot players, I think it was a pretty good. I'm still happy with my shot.
No, I love your honestly, if we swapped running back setup or even wide receiver, it looks very identical.
No, I mean obviously, you and I have a very
imagine that same strategy.
Yeah, exactly, and that's not. I don't think it would be a problem for our podcast if we had different strategies. It's just we do look at this a lot together and we evaluate and we respect each other's opinions, and usually if one of us says, I really like this guy, the other one's going to take a look at him and see what's there. So I like your team a lot too. Shocker.
It's yeah, no kidding. So at this point, and now I will share my thoughts. I mean, I think
I've
there's
only
a
got
ton
one
of
guy
people.
left.
So you get whoever you want.
Right.
So you're gonna spend all $8 or whatever you have, $8. Sky is somebody Sky and MVS, whichever one you don't get, I will probably come away with because I want that offense.
Fair.
Then you go down.
Yeah.
I'm not into Tim Patrick right now. I have Sutton.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But that's somebody I like to wait on.
I agree.
Van Jefferson, again, I have Robinson, but that's somebody I like.
Jalen Tolbert will have an opportunity in Dallas with Michael Gallup's injury.
I was gonna say, would you stash Gallup?
No. Not unless I have an IR spot because that boy's going to IR. Going to IR. He is not going to be ready week 1. Jalen Tolbert is going to have an opportunity there. I still like Dalton Schultz the most. If I am getting a Cowboys player, it goes Schultz, Zeke, then probably Tolbert, CD, and then Michael Gallup.
Because you don't want to pay for CD. That's the issue.
I really don't want to pay for CD. That is exactly it. I love the fact that TJ Vasher is this high. By the way,
hey,
but again, I'm a huge fan of it.
So here's something I would actually consider too.
KJ Osborne?
I would, despite having Irv.
Okay.
I can't imagine ever starting them at the same time, but I would take... I'm that bullish on Minnesota. I think they could average 32 points a game, something pretty out there. Thielen, I love him. I like him. I don't know if he's going to last.
Yeah, again, the upside is just not... it's hard to see the upside with Thielen. He could do it again. He could pull it off.
I don't think there's upside with Thielen. I think it's just consistent
KJ Osborne
points.
has more upside.
KJ looked nasty last year when he got his opportunity. So that's a guy I might try to grab.
What about Allen Lazard? We didn't talk about really any of the Packers, Randall Cobb, Christian Watson.
I get it. Aaron Rodgers is your QB. I think that whole offense is going to be a little bit slower as far as like number of snaps.
Number of plays, definitely. I think will go down.
I think it's running through the running backs. I think that you'll see them both on the field at the same time. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, well, what do I prepare for? Because now I have a legit receiver out there. Thank you. Let me just knock my kicker out. There's so many other guys that I don't care about. Let's go to LA. I don't care. Thank you for the heads up.
You're welcome.
Probably would have come away with James Robinson.
Yikes.
What about Tyler? Would you take him at any point?
Again, him and Adam Thielen seem honestly the same thing. It's the older guy who you've seen be successful in this offense, but just seems like the roof is capped. Yeah. I would probably take him right now on my team because I've got Joe Burrow. Like, that's a fun combo to have.
I mean, if something happens,
some sort of stack opportunity here.
Yeah.
That's a little fun. He's not the guy I'm thinking of right now. I can tell you that. He's not the top guy on my list right now. I know exactly who I'm going to pay for.
Right.
It's MVS. It's MVS. There's no question to me. I'm taking the big money for the Chiefs.
He got paid how much? 8?
More.
10?
I want to say he got 10 to 12 a year.
Jesus.
I could be wrong. You're going to have me pulling up.
No, I mean, don't distract yourself.
Oh, it's totally fine. I know where I'm going.
You know who you're doing.
Just let me know if he comes up.
Yeah.
But I'll do
8,
a little
7. Yeah, do a little bit of Googling.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people are probably screaming, why aren't they bringing up Juju? The slot position is not that valuable for the Chiefs because of Kelsey. I don't think that you're going to see Juju magically pull the Tyreek stuff after the catch.
No.
I have a hard time seeing him really step up and be the guy on here.
It's so interesting because your turn.
And
that's just interesting because you've got so many flyers. I mean, you know what Kelsey's going to be. I mean, Juju didn't get paid anything. They paid MVS. Just, do your 8. Auto win. Boom. Nice.
Thank you.
Good job, Jay.
I appreciate it. It is a 3-year, $30 million contract.
Okay, so 10 a year.
Now that is total guaranteed of $15 million.
Okay.
So I'm perfectly happy with that. After this year, he becomes someone that would be a dead cap save.
Yeah.
But it's still a decent hit. It's still a $4 million hit next year, and after that, a $2 million hit. Where this year, he's a lower cap hit than dead cap, which is, obviously very common for anyone. So, I got my team together. It's Joe Burrow, Jonathan Taylor, Dalvin Cook, Mike Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Zach Ertz. At flex, it says Melvin Gordon, but that will actually say probably MVS, quite frankly.
Yeah.
MVS. Packers defense, McPherson at kicker. On my bench, Rashad Penny, Chris Olave, Chase Claypool, Alexander Madison, Chase Edmonds, Robert Woods, and MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Solid.
You here have got a mostly full team. You're waiting on the last two guys. So far, your team, Stafford, Eckler, Derrick Henry, Marquise Brown, Cortland Sutton, Irv Smith Jr., Allen Robinson, Browns defense, Gay at kicker, Kareem Hunt, A.J. Dillon, Russell Gage, I know that name, Tony Pollard, and James Cook. We got 2 guys left here.
I'll mention somebody, too, that I'm kind of looking at. I mean, Cedric. Well, actually, I say that. I am also kind of looking at let me pull them up. So Chicago's third round wide receiver is a little bit, maybe this is deeper leagues. I think this guy could be something later. Runs a 4.33.
Don't care. No.
The O-line, they addressed it. It's getting better. It was horrific last year.
Still a terribly run organization.
Aaron Rodgers owns them, so it's pretty bad.
No interest. They did not have that great of an offseason. They stunk it up. We've talked about how much we still don't have faith in the Bears. No interest. No interest whatsoever.
I think you want this to be your long in the
great,
back.
Great. Why haven't you taken Tyquan Thornton? If we're going to talk 4.3 speed or 40 speed, he's the fastest guy.
Well, this was a contributing factor.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Speed's part of it, but yeah, I mean, the offensive line has to get better. It was so freaking bad. You got a couple. Yeah, you want to go?
No. Yeah. Let's just talk about other.
Because honestly, I'm just gonna. Oh, it's actually hit Sky Moore. Just nominate him.
Nominate.
I mean, at this point, I could kind of get whoever I want. There's a couple guys.
But Sky Moore, we know.
Sky Moore is the one that I want. Kind of doesn't matter who my last is if we're short on time, because there's a bunch of guys that we can kind of argue.
Yep. All right, let's look at who's left. Team 1 still got a lot of spots to fill.
Yeesh.
They're sitting here with $12, so they're at a buck a person. They're going to have to wait for each guy. Christian McCaffrey, Nyheim Hines, Cooper Kupp, Waddle, Pitts, Landry. This is what we were scared our producer's draft would end up looking like, but he did a much better job.
He did a great job.
That's real bad.
Mm-hmm.
There is stars and scrubs, and then there is yikes.
Then there's forgetting to continue drafting.
$36 for Waddle is insane.
There's
no way. Never in a million years would I pay that much looking at other teams. Team 5, same situation where he spent a whole bunch of money. We've talked about this before. Don't spend for the mediocre RBs. When you pay up at RB. Yeah. We've seen the difference in.
I mean, I
RB
personally
dead zone. I like David Montgomery, but
I was gonna say I like Montgomery.
Yep.
Josh Jacobs, he's just in an interesting spot. I mean, unless you're in on like Vegas, just really taking a big step with Tay Adams, right? Like to where you're gonna score, just incrementally more touchdowns. I don't know if they'd make that big of a leap as a team.
I just don't think it comes to the run game, quite frankly. I think they're going to use Devontae Adams in the red zone. I think Derek Carr is going to be involved with it. They've got too many big-bodied guys, and Josh Jacobs
even
just hasn't done
Renfrow.
enough.
I will say, while I don't love him for fantasy, Renfrow was pretty nasty in the red zone too. If they do double and inevitably triple.
Team 12 wins the award for taking the most money with him. For that, he gets nothing. So that's a bad situation.
You get heckled.
Yeah, you get heckled by us because Devin Singletary and Cordarrelle Patterson are your starting RBs.
Yeah.
Zero. You don't need to do zero RB when you have $30 left.
Right.
That's not a strategy that's really the best here.
So you got Patterson and Singletary. Yeah.
You got Devontae Adams. You got DJ Moore, who I do like a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm not. Deontay Johnson for $24 is expensive to me. Drake London, sure. You got multiple quarterbacks. That's a bad call. It's an auto team that looks like an auto team, but definitely not a fan. Cooper Smith, how's Coop doing? He's got $2 left. He's got one spot left, so we see good.
I don't like that he has two tight ends. You have George Kittle and Travis Kelce. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to play Kelce at flex. Tyler Lockett, I don't think you're going to be happy with that flex. Patrick Mahomes, Nick Chubb, Gibson. I'm not a huge fan of Gibson. We're not a huge fan of Metcalf.
No.
He did get Scary Terry. Good job.
Glad he got paid.
Kelce. He got Herbert there too, so he spent up a lot of money at QB and tight end.
Some people do that. I don't get it.
No, it's just not the.
You're never going to get that one right either.
No. At the end of the day, he has 1, 2. He has 3 RBs, and that's not a great situation at all.
Yeah, it's scary.
So, all right, let's see. Team 9. Team 9 has how much money left? $39. I thought Team 12 won the budget problem, but Team 9 did.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, Zeke, Miles Sanders. He's not going anymore. He's done.
The other dude, though.
Yeah.
Who's drawing down on his budget.
Zeke, Miles Sanders.
AJ Brown.
I was about to say, that's not Antonio.
He's back!
Pittman, Hockenson, Brandon Cooks for 18. His wide receivers are honestly guys I like Brandon Cooks for 18. Pittman for 24 is fine.
Pittman overall.
I'm not a fan of AJ Brown this year.
No.
Zeke for 26 we thought was good value. He just kind of focused only on value.
And he focused on Philly.
And he focused a lot on Philly. That's a very good point. Miles Sanders, AJ Brown. But this team is a lot of value and not enough stars. This is your last pick?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just pick anybody.
Let's go with... I'll go with Dameon Pierce.
Cool. You know, he actually does have a path to value as well.
You know what, actually? I'm sorry.
2, 1.
Perfect. Mark Ingram. Since Alvin Kamara is going to be out the first few weeks, you have an opportunity there. We'll see if he gets enough volume and he can bring the energy back that we really just didn't see with the Ravens. So we'll see. Being back home with Nola, we'll see if that makes a difference for him.
So I had $3 left over. Not bad.
No, not bad at all. Team 4, $1 left. Good on you. Traylon Burks, Devonta Smith from the bottom. This looks like a fine team. From the top, this looks like a pretty good team. I'm not a huge fan of Michael Thomas
is
there.
interesting. I mean,
but Hall,
you put Amari
Fournette,
Cooper
Dobbins,
in there.
great.
Amari's a great 2 behind Mike Evans.
Dalton Schultz, love it.
Like, that's actually a really good setup.
Don't need
Dobbins,
2 QBs. I would have spent the money at other places.
yeah.
CEH, like it for there. He's got 3 QBs, which is a problem.
You got 2 top 10 tight ends. I don't like that. That's extra money. Kyler Murray.
Yeah. I mean, there are issues there, obviously, with your bench, but your starting lineup,
it's solid.
Probably with a big. My biggest issue there is definitely Michael Thomas for $8. I put Amari there though in a millisecond and feel really happy about it.
Right.
So, good starting lineup. Just the bench had issues. Probably, it's a computer. That's that. I'll give.
Honestly, I've seen people draft like that too. It's dumb, but
yeah,
it's the human issue.
Amari Kamara, great, fine. Yep, great. No.
I mean, for $1, like
Jameson Williams, no, not really. Team
Jameson
Ramirez.
Williams, you can pick up later. I don't know if
just the injury issue with a rookie. That's a tough combo.
It's gonna
take him too long. Yeah. He's got $6 left, so that's really what happened. He had a great starting lineup, but he doesn't have
awesome. Yeah.
bench. Alvin Kamara, you don't know if he's going to play week
That's
1.
True.
You're not going to get Hopkins early. Like you did a decent. You tried to get some stars and you paid up for guys that I like, but you also have significant injuries here and not enough money to make a bench to play those guys until other people are available. So that's an issue there for Team Ramirez.
Yeah, no kidding.
Team Carey, let's go. $5 left. Trey Lance, okay. James Conner, yeah. Cam Akers, like it. Stephon Diggs, love it. CeeDee Lamb, overpriced but fine. Mike Gesicki, and Tony, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I like it.
Not a big fan of him. Like that. Don't need 2 tight ends, but sure. I like this guy's team so far.
That's
he
a good
has $5 left, which is why his bench looks worse than I'd like.
Yeah. You're going to turn that over a lot, but...
Yeah, Ramirez and Carey had very similar issues with the fact that they just went a little too heavy on the stars. You gotta budget a little better than that. You don't want only first round, second round guys and then 12th round guys. You do need some better depth than that. But I do love some of the guys you grabbed as starters. Big fan. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think, is a great value there at flex for him.
I think that's awesome.
All right, we'll go to your team eventually.
Cool.
This guy here, Team Gregory, he's got $8 left and a whole lot to fill up. Najee, DeAndre Swift, Jamar Chase, Brandon Ayuk. No fan.
I don't want him for
the big problem. The big problem was that you spent all your money.
I do not mind taking a shot on Ayuk, but he is sure as hell not going to be in my starting lineup.
Yeah,
week 1, like I hate that. Robbie Anderson, he just got. I don't like it. This team's not going to be good.
We talked about it. Jamar Chase for $67. We talked about it at the time. Cooper Kupp was 66. That's just too much money. Like that. This is exactly why we both went heavy RB, but because of that, we definitely sacrificed some wide receiver upside. Or some for sure solid wide receiver 1 value. We went for guys that we think have the upside potential.
Right.
This guy went for Jamar Chase, and that's why the rest of his draft looks like the way it does.
Yeah.
Team 2, Final one before talking about Gary. This guy has $5 left and a whole hell of a lot of bench. So we've talked about basically this situation already. We really are not fans of Javonte Williams at $42, and especially with no bench behind him.
I don't like Debo for 56 either.
No.
I mean, I get the hype, but God, like you're not getting remotely close to the same rushing upside that you had last year. That was just stupid.
Saquon for 34.
I get it. Like, I see. It's one of those things. I hate to see it, but I would not hit it there.
That's the thing. That's what I look at Debo. I look at Debo and go, do I really think that's that off from market value? No. If you really want him, go for him. Like, there's reason to love him.
Sure.
But he's not going to be the guy I pick. So, you know, I'm if he's your
and
guy, get
Debo.
him. But I'm not a fan of
I
that.
love him, but not for his price.
No. Not for his price. And again, the rest of this team, it was bad budgeting. We've seen a lot, and this draft was bad budgeting, which explains why you and I were so confused by when the draft started and the prices were the prices. This is a little funky. This is weird. These guys are spending money on different things than you usually see. Then you look at the back, and a lot of these guys had bad budgets. Obviously, some of these were computers, but still, Team Gregory, Team Ramirez, and Team Carey, I looked at and went, that wasn't great budgeting. Your team, Gary, Matt Stafford, Austin Eckler. Let's see, draft summary. It's fine. We're going to go with this way, looking at it this way. Matt Stafford, Austin Eckler, Derrick Henry, Marquise Brown, Cortland Sutton, Irv Smith Jr., Allen Robinson, Browns defense. Gay, we talked through this whole team. You ended up with Sky Moore and Mark Ingram as your last two guys. Yeah. I like your draft a lot, Gary. I really do. I think I picked Mark Ingram at the last, but I would have grabbed a wide receiver now looking at where your depth is. But
yeah,
I really
have
like
a lot of running backs over there. Yeah, Pollard felt kind of like a mistake at the time. I thought, because I already have A.J. Dillon, so I don't love having another kind of backup. Although I do legitimately like A.J. Dillon. I love Russell Gage.
You can start A.J. Dillon. I don't think you're ever going to feel that comfortable starting Tony Pollard while he's healthy.
I'll never feel comfortable doing that.
So
it might work out, but it won't be comfortable. I like Cook as kind of a later round flyer. Sky Moore might not be a thing, but you know he's.
I love the upside. I love the upside there. That's fine for $1 upside.
Ingram,
love it.
That was just the default pick, but honestly, I don't really hate it. It's just too many running backs.
Yeah,
which feels weird to say, but yeah, I mean, really
just
the only one I don't like.
How heavy you were RB to begin with, like how much money you spend on RB. I think both of our drafts, honestly, when looking at them, because I say that like my team's perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know.
Yeah, I mean 6. I had 7. I would have gotten rid of Pollard or Mark Ingram. Mm-hmm. Like I thought somebody else was going to hit on Pollard.
Yeah.
And I got him for $2, and sometimes you're stuck with it.
That's true.
So don't just bid things up to bid things up. That's the most
important
never
worth
thing.
it. It's never worth it.
Right.
The guys who do that, let them do it because they're going to mess up at one point.
It's not going to work.
It's never worth it.
Right.
Gary, give me your opinion on my team.
All right, love the starting lineup. Solid. Melvin Gordon's great. Packers D, that's fine. McPherson, Penny, I like Olave's upside. Claypool's interesting. Had to get Madison. Yeah, Woods is interesting. Claypool, that's interesting. I don't know if I love him.
At the end of the day, I really wish I had one better solid wide receiver 2, like that I could plug in if I needed an issue. The fact that Robert Woods is not for sure a go to start the season really hurts that for me. I wish I had like we had said before, I wish I had paid up for Russell Gage over getting Chase Claypool there because Chase Claypool has the opportunity,
he's got the
could be something, but at the same time, I'm not going to feel comfortable playing in week 1.
I won't either.
So that's the issue there. My flex spot, like I said, is probably going to end up being MVS or Chase Edmonds. Not a great situation when 2 of the last 3 of my bench guys are probably in my starting lineup week 1.
Right, that's what
I have with mine.
It's the flex. I mean, Melvin Gordon's great. I don't know if I want to have to start him week 1.
Exactly.
MVS, same thing. Like I more want to see it.
I'm more comfortable starting MVS week 1, but I agree with you that it's not a perfect setup.
It's never going to be perfect. But.
No, but I do wish I had better managed probably when I had $13, $14 left to really make sure that I had gotten a wide receiver I felt comfortable with at flex or a better locked-in spot for flex. And again, I think part of that issue was me waiting so long on Alexander Madison. Looking back, I regret waiting that long just because it left so many questions and I had to sit there going, what if he cost me 5? What if he cost me 6?
Yeah,
I really don't know.
I get that.
And it was such a funky draft budget-wise.
I go both ways on
that.
Like,
issue.
I totally see that. Because you need, like, especially if you're drafting, like, because you know you will have to pay a premium to get some of these guys depending on who you draft with. So I get the thought. And also, you can't afford, like, Dalvin Cook, you spent so much money on him, rightfully so. Like, 53 is actually a value to me.
Absolutely.
But obviously, you know, it's like a quarter of your budget, so it's like, I don't care what happens, I'm coming away with Alexander Mattison.
Mm-hmm.
I just know he's going to get bid up, because other people are going to know that.
Yeah.
I don't know, I still kind of like waiting, because I will never pursue, like, there's enough guys where I'm like, lottery ticket, long shot, somebody who has a path to something, as opposed to me prioritizing your handcuff.
There's a balance there.
Sure.
There's definitely a balance there. I do think I should have put him up there a round or two earlier. But I definitely agree with you that it's not like I want to put him up in the early on
where people are just going to be dicks. And
absolutely. When they got money to clown.
Exactly. It's like, $2 doesn't matter here. I'm like, you're going to regret that.
Exactly.
Some of these, like, you see $39, that's just stupid, but hell,
most of
like,
these come down to
I'm staring at you and I'm like, all right, his max bid is like 8. Like, mine,
yep.
Like, right, you're kind of playing that game. We don't always say it out loud, but I'm staring at it.
Oh, of course.
So it's one of those where it's like, all right, you heard us talk. We like, who has a little bit bigger bank? Who's okay to kind of spend up a little bit? And it's all the game.
That is probably the thing I spend the most time looking at in mocks where I'm not trying to host a podcast at the same time.
Yeah, right.
Is
totally.
Looking and keeping a better eye on other people's banks.
Right.
To better decide on when I want to try to go grab someone like Alexander Mattison. But thank you guys for listening to us tonight. I think this went off awesome. I really like both of our teams.
Hell yeah.
I definitely think we won the draft looking at everyone else's. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you guys. We'll be back next week, like we said. Big episode.
It's going to be awesome.
We'll talk to you later. Good night.
Good night.